This is the 2025 Acura MDX Base. Does it have everything you're looking for? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm at Acura, the only place you can get the Vehicle Visionary discount. We're going to talk about this 25 MDX. And if you're wondering what the Vehicle Visionary discount is, that means you come into the dealership, and if you're looking at a new Acura and you mention that you saw a video from my channel on that vehicle, then you'll get $500 off. As always, there's a link in the description of the video for this model. If you want to know more, let's dig in and see what this is all about. Changes for 2025. Well, one of them is going to jump right off the screen at you, and that is this exterior color. Canyon River Blue is the name of the color, new for 2025. And for those of you who are not fans of black interior, this is parchment. So nice option to do something that's a little bit lighter color, maybe just something that's a little bit more of a breakup than just having black everywhere. I know some people like that. That's not a bad thing if you do like it, but for those who don't, here's a great option for you. This model is front wheel drive, but all wheel drive is available. And one of the changes you're going to find here has to do with the grille here on the front end. You're going to notice that the surround doesn't actually go all the way around. Can we call it surround anymore? Because it's not on the top anymore. So that's not here anymore. Kind of an interesting look. You're still going to find the Jewel Eye LED headlights, your LED daytime running lights. You'll find the active air curtains right here. You can see the daylight through that area, I hope. Hopefully the camera picks that up. So that's going to help to improve your gas mileage. Now here on the base, you're not going to have the fog lights, but I don't think that's a big deal for most people. And we'll work our way around here onto the side that is shaded to try and help things out a little bit. Trying to film as fast as possible this morning before we hit 100 degrees plus in a few hours. 255 on the width, a 50 series sidewall, and in this case wrapped around 19-inch wheels. Now even on this base trim level, you're going to find just about everything that I know a lot of you look for with your side view mirrors. Now the only thing that's not here is they're not power folding, but they do have the turn signal indicators built in. They are power adjustable, and they're also heated. Now you might notice that you don't have your blind spot monitoring right there. Now let me show you why. In fact, before we do that, let me dig the remote out and show that to you real quick here. There is your remote. The only thing missing here is remote start, but you will find your blind spot monitoring or blind spot information system. It's just right here. It's not unusual, not out of the ordinary, but if you were looking for it in the side view mirrors, it's not there, but that doesn't mean it's not here. By the way, that is a proximity key. It has the walk away feature. All of that is here. You're gonna have a lot of chrome. Well, maybe not a lot, but I'd say the right amount. With the surround on the windows, we'll also have the chrome on the doors down here on this lower portion, as well as on the rear, that works its way all the way across. You'll have that nice line in the middle that gives just some nice look, nice body lines. Just looks just right. LED taillights finish things off, as do the active exhaust finishers. We're going to have that on both sides. I really like that because it gives a nice balanced look, unlike those vehicles out there that have just one exhaust tip. Rear window wiper going to be here to help you out when your rear window gets dirty or it's raining and you need to take care of that. Also our rear roof spoiler and the body colored shark fin antenna. And from this angle, it definitely gives you a better look at this new color for 2025. What do you think about Canyon River Blue? And while there are some significant changes for 2025, this is a refresh, not a full redesign. So that means you're still going to have the 3.5 liter 6-cylinder under the hood, no 4-cylinder at this point. So I know a lot of automakers are going that direction. You still have the choice for a 6-cylinder with the MDX. That's a good thing. 290 horsepower, 267 pounds-feet of torque, made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and it's naturally aspirated for my anti-turbocharger viewers. Let's take a look at our MPGs. Here's what we have. 19 city, 26 highway, 22 combined, and 4.5 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. If you're curious, the gas tank is 18.5 gallons in size. When it comes to practical use, if you go with front wheel drive, you can tow up to 3,500 pounds. If you go all-wheel drive, that number will go up to 5,000 pounds. And cargo capacity ranges between 18.1 up to 95 cubic feet, depending on how you configure things. I folded the seats down for you so that you can see everything maximized. And let me get that out of the way. We'll have some additional space here underneath the floor. There is a lot of space here, that's for sure. And you'll also have your 12-volt power outlet right here if you wish to take advantage of that, as well as the bag hanger right there. And we'll put everything back in place and show you how much space your passengers are going to have and what features they'll find. Now we'll take a closer look into this parchment interior. Plenty of space here on the armrest. I do like to see a completely flat armrest instead of having that area that's raised, angled up right there, but I don't know, maybe that's not such a big deal here because it's not a small area, so that helps out. We'll find the bottle holder right here and space in the front. So a true door bin here, it's not just a bottle holder. That's nice to have. And by the way, this middle seat on all trim levels, just this seat is removable. I know a lot of you would like to see Acura make all three of these seats removable. Keep leaving those comments. Maybe they'll see what you're asking for and make that happen in the future. We also have the panoramic sunroof that you can have on all trim levels. So here we are with the base. You have your panoramic sunroof. It has the power shade that can be drawn forward, as well as the ability to open that front portion up there. And when it comes to gaining access to the third row, I wanted to do this from the passenger side over here because a lot of people say that nobody ever does that in these videos, and so they're not really sure what you can do if you can only do it from the driver's side. In fact, before I do that, I do want to show one thing. You can see that these seats move back and forth, so there is an ability with the outboard seats only, not with that middle seat, to move these back and forth and increase leg space for third row passengers. So we'll get that up and out of the way. I'm gonna hop back here and show you if I can get back here. There we go. Now, here are some of the options for leg space. So you can see where that is. It actually can come pretty far back, but if I go all the way back, yeah, it's right up to my knees. Just depends on who you are, I guess, on how well that is going to work. We will find cup holders back here on each side, but that's about it. No USB options for rear seat passengers on this trim level. So just something to be aware of. And we'll also find a nice view from the panoramic sunroof. If the middle row passengers happen to jump out without letting the third row passengers out, no problem, because that same button we saw on the side of the seat is also on the back of the seat. That makes it easy to push that, seat gets up and out of the way, and everybody can get out, no problem. Another common question, do the seats recline? The third row seats do not recline, but you can recline these middle row seats. As you can see right here, that's pretty easy to deal with. Hop inside here and show you around, show you a little bit more of what's here. We do have the rear seat pockets on both seats and the command center here for the third zone of climate control. So you can handle all of that from back here. Very easy to deal with. Control fan speed and temperature, as you can see. And we'll also have some connectivity options here. The 12-volt power outlet and a couple of USB options. And before we hop into the front seat, for you parents out there that have the child safety seats, you do have a latch system built in here, nothing unusual. You will have to keep up with the covers. It would be nice to see those somehow stay in place, whether they're hinged or spring-loaded. But the good news is you can just drop them right here into the rear seat pockets. And how about the sticker price? $52,250 if you don't use the Vehicle Visionary discount. Let's see what else you get for the price. And one thing that might be a little bit of a surprise for you is going to be found right here, and that's going to be seat memory. That's only on the driver's side, but on the base trim level, nice to see that it's here. And all of your other controls that you expect to see are going to be here as well. And let me open the door so I can show you the door bin here, a little bit more space where that's concerned. And we'll also have the ability to open and close the power tailgate from right here. Your power parking brake is found down here. You can turn your traction control on and off. Safety features right here. You can see what comes up where that is concerned. So if you need to do something with that, you can go in and make whatever changes you need to. And all I'm doing right here is just scrolling through with the scroll wheel right here. If I want to select something, I just push down on that. That allows me to do that, to go in and do whatever I need to do. Simplistic for sure as far as your overall design goes here, but it looks nice, it looks high tech, it's all digital, easy to deal with, no problems there. And you'll have your steering wheel mounted controls as well as the nice large paddle shifters for working your way back and forth through the 10-speed automatic transmission. And over here we have the multitasker. Why is it a multitasker? Because it not only controls your headlights and taillights, but also your turn signals. Some of you are saying, oh, wow, I didn't know that was there. Now you do. Now you can use your turn signals. And right here, front and rear window wipers, you know what's there. But the biggest change of all for 2025 right here, you see it, the 12.3-inch touchscreen. That's right. No more trackpad. No more having to deal with all that. Now, there's probably some people out there who are saying, man, I'd like to have the trackpad option, even though there's a touchscreen, because you might not want to get fingerprints on your touchscreen. I guess it depends on who you are, but you can see some of the features that we have here. Cabin talk, all of that's going to be here. Acura Link. There's a lot going on here. And if we go into vehicle settings, there is a lot to see here. And notice that you have the color of your MDX right there. Well, actually, that doesn't look like it's Canyon River Blue. So let's go find out if it is or not. And we're going to go right here to do that. There's Canyon River Blue. So that's how you change that. Did you know you could do that? As of 2025, you sure can. So you can actually change to any color you want. It just depends on what you want. But most people would likely want the color of their MDX to be on the screen. And by the way, this is a real simple system to use. It might look complicated, but it's not. You just go in here and select whatever you need to, and you can make all of your different changes. In fact, let's take a quick look at some of our safety features. You have adaptive cruise control, forward collision warning distance. You're going to have a lot of things here you can change, but you can see the different features. I'm not going to name everything off. If you want to, you can always pause the video and take a look at what's there. Get a screenshot of that. Now, you're not going to have anything new where the cameras are concerned. As far as this model goes, you have the multi-view rear view camera, 3 different views, but it is nice and clear. The nice bright trajectory lines will help out. So you have that as well. Wireless pairing for your smartphone with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And here's a little tip for you. I experienced this and I was hoping to make a tutorial on it, but it's just not worked out where I can. If you get in with this new Bang & Olufsen sound system and it sounds awful, you're only hearing music through this speaker right here or sound, make sure you're connected to Wi-Fi. That will fix the problem. So if that's something you're dealing with, there you go. A simple little solution for that. Sometimes I know people ask about that. I would make a full tutorial on that, but since I can't make it happen, well, I figured I'd just tell you about it. Dual zone climate control, nothing new here, easy to deal with. You can sync those 2 sides together if you want to, or have them individualized. We also have heated seats, heated only. I need more than that today, but I think we'll be all right, even with the temperature. And nothing unusual here. Dynamic mode, that's your drive mode selector. Let's go through and see what our different driving modes are. So there's comfort mode. We'll also have snow. You can go to normal, and you can go to sport. And you can also go to individual if you want to. And all I did was push this button in the middle with the Acura logo on that. You can go in. Well, it came up, went away too fast. So there we go. Now we can go in and make all the changes we want to everything. So depending on what you want to do, you can even make changes to the appearance of your gauges. So if you want to do that on the instrument cluster, well, there's what we're going to have with comfort. You've already seen normal. There is sport. Personally, that's my favorite. That doesn't mean it's the best. It just means it's my favorite. What about the push button shifter? Do you wish that Acura had made a change where that's concerned? What do you think about that? Some people don't like it. Some people do. Not a big deal for me. I think it's okay. It seems to work. If you want to use brake hold mode, there you go. Auto stop or idle stop. We also often call that the auto stop start system. You can turn that off or back on if you want to right there. And there are a couple of USB options hidden away right there. A lot of gloss black finish here, so have some kind of a microfiber towel or something nearby to wipe the fingerprints off. Here is the knob for controlling your radio. Surf back and forth through the stations, a little bit of space right here. And not only will you find the touchscreen, this 12.3-inch touchscreen standard on all trim levels for 2025, you'll also find your wireless charging pad on all trim levels as well. Nothing unusual besides that, or out of the ordinary, maybe I should say new. You still have this same center console set up, still a reasonable amount of space, a couple of extra USB options right there. And I did bring the shade forward just so you can see what that looks like in case you haven't. You control the shade right here and the positioning of the power sunroof, that section you can open and close that I told you about right there. We'll also have a sunglass holder here if you want to use that, or I guess you could put whatever else will fit. Both seats are power adjustable. You'll also have plenty of space within the glove box right here. A very comfortable interior, and you do have lumbar support for the front seats. And we'll get out on the road for a quick test drive. Couple of things I didn't mention earlier. You have thicker carpet, kind of interesting, for 2025, and that's supposed to cut down on road noise. So I can't really tell a big difference, but then again, I didn't go out and drive a 24 MDX and then hop into this 25. You also have something else that I forgot to mention that is important, I'd say, being that this is the base trim level, is the fact that you still have a power adjustable steering wheel. It's tilt and telescopically adjustable. The control for that is on the right, or excuse me, the left-hand side of the steering column. So that helps out quite a bit. And according to Acura, they've given this 3.5 liter 6-cylinder a little more oomph for 2025. I can't say for sure that I can really tell the difference on that. Maybe a little bit. It probably isn't much at all, if anything. Maybe it's more of a psychological change. They're just saying that to plant the thought in our minds so that we'll think that it's making a little more power, maybe getting you down the road a little bit faster, a little quicker, but it works out. Either way, even if it doesn't have any more oomph, as I like to call it, you still have a good amount of acceleration, a good amount of power. So no problems there, easy to see out of. I like that. Having your blind spot monitoring here is going to be helpful regardless, but it's nice that it's not hard to see out of. I do like having a rear view camera mirror in the situation of if I can't see out of that back window. So that's nice to have when you have those types of options. But overall, a very well-rounded vehicle, comfortable ride quality, balanced with good handling. Not something you can say of every vehicle out there. These MDXs do handle well, and they also ride well. Often you pay the price of a more rigid ride quality with better handling. And obviously you can go even further than we're going with this particular model, because you can go all-wheel drive and improve things even more, especially if you live in an area where you need all-wheel drive. Here in Northwest Louisiana, where I live, we don't really need all-wheel drive because we don't get a lot of snow and ice and all of that. And when we do, I know I tend to like staying home, because all of the people who don't know how to drive in snow and ice tend to not stay home. And I did learn how to do that many years ago living in Colorado. So it's a really good option to have if that's something you need. But overall, a very well-rounded vehicle in every form and fashion. And when you need a little bit of acceleration to get around the 18-wheeler as he's getting up to speed, you have that too. And the technology here, one thing I do want to say about that I didn't say earlier in the video, is the fact that the technology is easy to learn and easy to use. That's something that isn't always the case with every single vehicle. So tell me down in the comments section, does the 2025 Acura MDX Base have everything you're looking for? I'm curious to know. Obviously there's higher trim levels. I do have some other videos on those trim levels. Not everything just yet. We still haven't done the Type S. We'll see when we get that at the dealership, and I can show it to you when that happens. But tell me what your thoughts are on this particular model. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends at Acura for loaning me this MDX for the day. And a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. Make sure to subscribe. That way you don't miss any future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.